Ooh, okay, that works. Ah, lovely. There you go. Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. There's my ceiling camera. It is broke. It's still beautiful. Oh, yes, it is. There's the side. Side's amazing. Side looks incredibly good. All the time, what an excellent angle the side is. Almost as good as camera one on Super Souls, where there's 3 cameras at once. How incredibly professional and epic it is. Welcome, one and all. It's the return of the Meaningstream. We're back in this thing, woo. Yeah, we are. We've been gone for way too far, way too long. So we return with an improvised song. How delightful to be here at the peak of recorded, that thing that I say every day. Once again, welcome back to the Meaningstream. Nicholas Young says bobbleheads, David Goggins. Oh yeah, it's the Super Request Show. Oh yeah, it is. We're back, brothers and sisters. I was temporarily taken out of the game. Remember last time we were here, I was like, oh, that guy who was trying to do a podcast, who booked a podcast with me, and then he quit at the last minute, said he'd had a bad oyster, which is a euphemism for something. And I was like, psh. Anyway, next day I woke up and I was very, 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 very ill, and could not leave my bed. Could not leave the Don's chambers all day. And I'm still not good now, by Jove, but I'm here. Muy importante. A lot better anyhow. But I was like, for a day, I was just boom out. It just seems to be like this time of year, a lot of people get taken out of the game, thus that they may go super hard for the rest of the year. That's how I'm seeing it. I was in the studio today with Little Hercules. He was in it. I was working on the penultimate song from the next album you're hearing. Nearly got 2 in the bag now. Hercules was like, wow, Dad, this music's amazing. He's like, can I sing a bit on it? So he added some backing vocals. They sound great. She's good, baby. She's good out here. It's a beautiful day to be alive. How have you been? Did you miss us? Missed you. How's you? How was your weekend? How's your family? What have you been doing with yourselves? I mean, you haven't been here. That's been weird, huh? In case you didn't know, it's the Super Request Show. Super chat your request, get it played. Program the most powerful of Meaningwave sets. Impress your friends with your righteousness and your excellent skills of choosing a song. Over 600 to choose from. It's the world's greatest jukebox type situation. Oh. Hey, I just had an idea. What's up? Hey, Jason. You know how we've got our Meaningwave archive, right? That's got all the songs in it. Wouldn't it be cool if somewhere on the website, if we came up with a way of having, I mean, it's ridiculous this doesn't exist, but there should be a way of having all the songs in an easily seeable way. What might that be? I mean, I have my ultimate version, which is in the ultimate website, which we're going to build. But like in the meanwhile, it'd be great to just have a place where you could see what all the songs were, right? And you could sort of organize them via artist or via release date or what have you, like we do with our spreadsheet. Anyway, think on that one. I'm going to think on that one. Celebrate your mother. Celebrate your father and your sister and your daughter and your uncle and your mother. Celebrate your mother. Oh wow, and the super requests are coming in. You guys are getting after it. Willink just finished a 14-day cleanse. That's nice, isn't it? Today is my first day of solid food in 2 weeks. Made a delicious vegetable soup. That's not solid food. Don't know who you've been talking to. I don't know where you learned your definition of solid. But a soup is the other thing. That's the other version of the eating thing. That you did that. That's what you did there. That was that. That's nice though, isn't it? I fasted a day when I was sick. That was good. I lost like 4 pounds. I was confused. I don't know how. In a day. It didn't make any sense. My wife was just like, that's just wrong. Well, I don't know. Whoa! Jason says, yeah, I think we can do that. Akira, I think we can do that too. Maybe hit me with a couple of ideas for ways we could do it. I don't know if there's any plugins or for things that we could use, because that should be a thing that we have on the website. It'll be relatively simple. Ooh, yeah, it's the Super Request Show. Super Request, your favorite Meaningwave song, or your least favorite if you're feeling saucy in that manner. Yeah. International high five. Let's do that too. Yo, yeah, where you at? And what have I missed? I've been out of the game for a couple of days, like since last week. If you were talking to a person who'd been out of the game for 3 days or something, and had purely just been like being ill and playing Pokemon Arceus with his son. What's going on? Has anything changed? Is anything new? Where are you and what's been going on? That's all I'm asking you. I think that's a perfectly reasonable thing to ask. Yeah. International high five thing. No, not seriously. Yeah, lovely. We're going to kick off very, very soon. I'm just getting my shit together, It's important to do that with one's shit, Your shit should not be all over the place. It should be together, together forever, like Kylie and Jason in 1989. And if you don't know what that is, well, that's just fine. Why should you? Hello, Tim, last name, says thanks for everything you do, brother. Hey, you are breathtaking. Camera 2. Ooh. Shout out. Nicholas Young is in Orange County, California, trying to gain weight at the gym, healthy weight. That's what you've been up to, huh? Ain't no try, you just be doing it. I know, you just be executing. That's the way things are done. P-R-O-U-D of you. Stay here, Cam. Massage. Chad Comstock, Canada, visited the US yesterday. How was it? Is it still there? It must be. I hear it's very cold across the US in some places. Wifey just told me. She said it's very cold in the US. Some of them are below freezing. We're here to warm your heart with fine Meaningwave. Amcast is doing a good mission. Visualize in a collab with Akira. Lol. No lol. You don't want to put lol at the end of things. That means you're not serious. You're serious about stuff. This is one of the weak language things, right? That I actively am involved in removing from my language and have to constantly pull myself up on. Dropping lol at the end of the things, denoting haha, I'm just joking a bit, when you're not. It's a lack of seriousness and definiteness of purpose. Not necessary. Bad Buddha! New South Wales, Australia, making music and pumping iron with my homies. Living the dream. Living the dream. Nicholas Young says, try because I burn 3,000 calories a day at work, so gaining is hard. Yeah, you gotta be, do you know what I found works? Raw eggs. I was like not putting on a huge amount of weight. I just got mad like lean in doing all my stuff. And then I started banging 4 raw eggs every morning. I very quickly went up a weight class. And then what I did, because I'd just purely been basically pretty much carnivore for like 4 or 5 years, I introduced some rice to my life experimentally. Like a cup of rice with like 6 5 or 6 chicken musclos, like chicken, what is that, the thigh, right? And that's like lunch. And then I went up another weight class. Like I put on like nearly 10 pounds or something. I went from like 68 to like 77 or something doing that. 168 to 177, I think it was in that ballpark. I know, maybe experiment with one of those things. You probably tried all this stuff, I don't know. But yeah, bang raw eggs, man. There's a lot of fat in raw eggs. You can go crazy with that. A lot of protein. LA Denver, I just got a great new job offer last Thursday and I accepted. Say yes. Say yes, sister, congratulations. Mike Can says it's very, 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 very cold in Western Canada, obviously. Minus 16 Fahrenheit in Michigan, good gosh. Jason Eva says like. Amcast says understood, brother. Boom! Nicholas Young says, oof, I'll try that, but I hate eggs. It's not about liking stuff. People get it confused with food. Food is not something to like. Food is a fuel. My wife likes food, you know what I mean? And my son does too. There are these people, they like food. I'm like, well, I personally, I'm okay, or whatever. If food's nice, that's a bonus. But like, if food's functional, you know what I mean? You just got to work out what works. Do that. It is fuel for you to go around the world being your optimal badass self. Nicholas Young says, I slam protein shakes and bars all day plus oats and cha for breakfast. For lunch then dinner, my buddy owned a box for a while, so I should talk to him about food too. Yeah, you know, stuff is different for everybody. You got to figure out what works for you. You are a unique, individual. What works for the Dom might not work for you, but once you find what works for you, you want to make sure you do that. No messing around. All right. International High 5 o'clock. You know what it is. You aim at the thing there. Like this. 3, 2, 1. Like that. That's what you do.
Weak people.
Then you play a song for Nicholas Young.
And there's an infestation.
Whoa!
Of weak people.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me or what?
Weak people hate strong minds.
Hate them.
And there's an infestation of weak people in this fucking world.
Real.
See, you're born with one mouth for a reason.
What is that?
To speak what you believe in.
Oh, yeah.
Speak your thoughts. Speak your truth. Speak your thoughts. Speak your truth. See, you're born with one mouth for a reason. To speak what you believe in. But what happens is, the goal of weak people is to silence you. So what they do to you is to isolate you. The more they isolate you, the more you want to put a fucking damn, you want to sew up your mouth right in the middle. You start speaking out both sides of your mouth. You don't stand for shit. And eventually what happens is, they make you so fucking soft, you become a fucking bobblehead.
Oh yeah.
Weak people hate strong minds. And there's an infestation of weak people in this fucking world. See, you're born with one mouth for a reason. To speak what you believe in. Speak your thoughts. Speak your truth. Speak your thoughts. Speak your truth. See, you're born with one mouth for a reason. To speak what you believe in. And eventually what happens is, they make you so fucking soft, you become a fucking bobblehead. You try to shake your head, yes. Whatever they fucking want. Speak your truth. Don't be a fucking bobblehead. Speak your truth. Don't be a fucking bobblehead. Speak your truth. Don't be a fucking bobblehead. Stay hard. Weak people hate strong minds. And there's an infestation of weak people in this fucking world. See, you're born with one mouth for a reason. To speak what you believe in. Speak your thoughts. Speak your truth. Speak your thoughts. Speak your truth. See, you're born with one mouth for a reason. To speak what you believe in.
Yeah, David Goggins, Akira the Don, Bobbleheads, with who's that on backing vocals at the end there? You recognize that voice? Yes, you're right, that is Beyonce. What's amazing is it's actually me, made to sound like Beyonce with the magic of modern technologies. Wow. There's something in that region. Speak!
Life of truth is eternal. Immortal is its past. Power of truth shall endure. Truth shall hold to the land.
Muhammad Ali right at the end there. That's a banger, that tune. That's one of them tunes that's going to blow up on Talk Tickle or something one of these days and be a #1 record. Mike B in the place to be! Coming through with that super request. AZD plus Bourdain.
Free to do whatever
B.
I want.
Mike B humble.
Anywhere I want, with whom I want, in any style I want. So at first I don't know any other way. And by now, I won't have it any other way. Life is good.
It's good.
Why settle for less? Be open to experience. Be willing to try new things. Don't have a rigid plan. Accept random acts of hospitality without judgment or fear. Don't be afraid to wander. Don't be afraid to eat a bad meal. You know, if you don't risk the bad meal, you'll never get the magical one. But I think most important, be humble. Be grateful. 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 Be humble. Be grateful.
Hey.
Be humble. Be grateful. Before I started traveling, I thought that the human race as a whole would turn on itself at any moment. You know, venal, petty, cruel, arbitrary. And it's true that all of those things exist in this world, but I meet mostly pretty nice people doing the best they can, often under very, very difficult conditions. I met a lot of very nice people who've done very, very bad things that conflict with my deeply held conceptions of justice, and sexual equality, or acceptable practice, or religious views. There are a lot of gray areas in travel. But I think that on balance, the world is filled with people doing the best they can, you know? Best they can, you know? Be humble. Be grateful. 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 I've been fired many times in my cooking career. I was not a particularly good chef. I had a lot of problems at various points in my career with narcotics. You know, I accepted failure as a chef because I was at various times a bad chef, or even a bad person. These days, if I fail, it's because I tried to do something and did not succeed, or I just was not able to do what I hoped to do or wanted to do. But I would much rather that. I would much rather fail gloriously than try. I'm not interested in telling stories with competence. I'm looking to tell them with some style and originality and some creativity.
Mike B picked that one. Be humble. With Bourdain. Anthony Bourdain, Godspeed. What's up, Alec Moran? A fine super request right here. Akira the Don with Alan Watts.
Think of camouflage. The chameleon who changes its color. Think of the butterfly pretending it has eyes. Think of the flower saying to the bee, like my honey? Bee says, wow. But then that means that the bee has to be. It has to go on living and all the trouble it takes to go around collecting honey and raising other bees and organizing itself and doing that dance which tells the other bees where there's more honey. There's all that stuff to do. But the flower was deceptive. Life is a drama, and a drama is a deception, a big act. When you peel an onion and you don't really understand the nature of an onion, you might look for the pit in the center, like any ordinary fruit has. But the onion doesn't have a center. It's all skins. So when you get right down, there's nothing but a bunch of skins. You say, well, that was kind of disappointing. But of course you have to understand that the skins are the part that you eat. Well, in rather the same way you find when you explore yourself, your motivation, you go through and you try to find out that thing which really is genuine. That thing which really is genuine. Well, in rather the same way you find when you explore yourself, your motivation, you go through and you try to find out that thing which really is genuine. That thing which really is genuine. That's why in Zen, discipline, they give you koans which require a perfectly genuine act. An act of total and absolute sincerity. And people knock themselves out trying to do this thing. But they always know that the master's going to catch them. Because he reads their thought. You know that story of von Kleist about the man who had a fight with a bear, and the bear would read his thoughts? So that the only way of hitting the bear was to do so not on purpose. Because the bear would know in advance. So it's the same in working with a Zen master. You have to do the genuine act, not on purpose. But since you are put in a situation where it's rather formal, and you're supposed to do it on purpose, you're stuck, see? So you explore the onion, and you go in and in and in, and then you find, well, it's all a deception. Well, in rather the same way you find when you explore yourself, your motivation, you go through and you try to find out that thing which really is genuine. That thing which really is genuine. Well, in rather the same way you find when you explore yourself, your motivation, you go through and you try to find out that thing which really is genuine. That thing which really is genuine.
Boom. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Good Lord. Nice one, Alec. Moran chose that. That was really genuine, Alan Watts. Chad Comstock, this is for you.
I want to tell you something else.
Dude.
And I want to make this clear. Just listen. Just listen.
Dude.
Just listen.
Dude. Just listen. Alright, and what you want to do right now is smash that like with a spiked bat. Alright? Like your life depended on it.
Dude, I'm not just talking. So you know, I'm not just talking. I'm doing. And I don't want you to just listen. Put this information to work. Make today count. Every day. Every day. Dude. Don't just listen. Dude. Don't just listen. Go forward. Get aggressive and attack. Whether it's on the battlefield or on the beat. Akira. Or in the factory or on the farm or on the construction site or on the website. In the garage or in the firehouse. Don't hesitate. Dude. Don't just listen. Dude. Don't just listen. Dude. Don't just listen. Dude. Don't just listen.
Very incredibly fresh and powerful record. I don't know if any of you saw, I did a podcast yesterday, I was on TNT Radio with Joseph Alpha. Nobody knew I was sick as fuck. Apart from people who know me could tell because I was like swearing and my brain wasn't working properly. So we did a little thing, he was asking me out my stuff, and because my brain wasn't working, I just like played some bits of songs because I was stood here. I was like, yeah, Jocko songs sound like this, and Goggins ones sound like this, and because they do. It is incredible. It's true though. Oh, this bit. It's just you. Yeah, Chad, man, that was a great choice right here. Amanda chose this one. She said, please can you play My Dad Was a Bad Motherfucker. R.I.P. my dad.
A lot of people say, I just
really was a bad motherfucker.
Dabbling in
Thank you and glad you're back.
So, and the real way to do it is you gotta write down what the fuck you
Big
want.
up Amanda Dance's dad.
You are in the part of the movie that starts and it shows you as a fucking loser. Just decide not to be a loser anymore.
Just decide not to be a loser anymore.
Okay. Live your life like there's a documentary crew following you around and you are analyzing your own behavior. Do what you would want to do so that your kids one day would look back at it and see that documentary and look on it with pride. Like, wow. My dad was a bad motherfucker.
What's up?
My dad was a bad motherfucker. He really did what he had to do. Wow, my mom really got her shit together. Those are my favorite stories. I love a success story, but even more than a success story, I like a dude who fucks his life up and then gets it back together again story. Those are my favorite stories. Those are my favorite stories. Like, wow, my dad was a bad
motherfucker. Wow.
Those are my favorite stories. I love a success story, but even more than a success story, I like a dude who fucks his life up and then gets it back together again story. And the way to do that, you gotta write shit down. You gotta think that you are the hero in your own fucking movie, and then
that's right, Jeff the Hermite.
You gotta write shit down. Write down what you
That's you.
Most people play the role of the victim in the movie.
Sure, yeah, this life is fucking me over, man. I could have been this and I should have had that. And why does this guy get that? And why does that guy get this? All things that are completely unrelated to you. All things that you find other people's success is a downfall in your own existence. Instead of being inspired and choosing to be positive, trying to achieve whatever the fuck you have written down, you just sit around and spiral. Those are my favorite stories. Those are my favorite stories. Like, wow, my dad was a bad motherfucker. Those are my favorite stories. I love a success story, but even more than a success story, I like a dude who fucks his life up and then gets it back together again story. There's nothing more miserable than sitting around someone who's fucking complaining all the time. It is one of the most annoying things ever. Everybody hates it. When someone just sits around and they complain about their life and they don't do jack shit about it. You tiptoe around it, you don't know what to say. Well, she gets upset when you bring that up. I don't want to bring that up. And you want to go, you fucking crazy bitch, you know what's wrong with your life. Stop announcing it to everybody else and go out and fix that shit. Fix that shit. Fix that shit. Bitch, you know what's wrong with your life. Stop announcing it to everybody else and go out and fix that shit. Fix that shit. My dad was a bad motherfucker. He really did what he had to do. Wow, my mom really got her shit together. Those are my favorite stories. I love a success story, but even more than a success story, I like a dude who fucks his life up and then gets it back together again story. Wow, those are my favorite stories. Those are my favorite stories. Like, wow, my dad was a bad motherfucker. Those are my favorite stories. I love a success story, but even more than a success story, I like a dude who fucks his life up and then gets it back together again story. Yeah, wow.
Those are my favorite stories. My dad was a bad motherfucker. Those are my favorite stories. I like a success story, even more than a success story. I like a dude who fucks his life up, then gets it back together again story. Amanda, big up you. Xylophone Prawn, what's cracking, baby? Deep peace to you. Deep cuts to your enemies, exactly. Hey, who's this for? Cyber Inu. What up, Cyber Inu? I graduated nursing school, married the perfect man, and got my first job as a corrections nurse. Wow, request. Sacrifice.
This is the Peter Pan story.
Hey, congratulations.
Peter Pan is this. Pan is the god of everything, roughly speaking. It's not an accident that he has the name Pan. And he's the boy that won't grow up. And he's magical. Well, that's because children are magical. They can be anything. They're nothing but potential. Peter Pan doesn't want to give that up. Why? Well, he's got some adults around him, but the main adult is Captain Hook. Who the hell wants to grow up to be Captain Hook? First of all, you've got a hook. Second, you're a tyrant. And third, you're chased by the dragon of chaos with a clock in its stomach. The crocodile, it's already got a piece of you. Well, that's what happens when you get older. Time has already got a piece of you. And eventually, it's got a taste for you. And eventually, it's going to eat you. Hook is so traumatized by that he can't help but be a tyrant. And then Peter Pan looks at traumatized Hook and says, well, no, I'm not sacrificing my childhood for that. He ends up king of the Lost Boys. Sacrifice. You get to pick your damn sacrifice. That's all. Sacrifice. You don't get to not make one. So you're sacrificial whether you want to be or not. And who the hell wants to be king of the Lost Boys? And he also sacrifices the possibility that he'll have a real relationship with a woman, because that's Wendy. She wants to grow up and have kids and have a life. She accepts her mortality. She accepts her maturity. Peter Pan has to content himself with Tinkerbell. She doesn't even exist. She's like the fairy of porn. She doesn't exist. She's the substitute for the real thing. There's a sacrificial element in maturation. You have to sacrifice the pluripotentiality of childhood for the actuality of a frame. Well, why would you do that? One reason is it happens to you whether you do it or not. You can either choose your damn limitation, or you can let it take you unaware when you're 30, or even worse, when you're 40. That is not a happy day. Sacrifice. You get to pick your damn sacrifice. That's all. Sacrifice. You don't get to not make one. So you're sacrificial whether you want to be or be.
Saber Inu chose that. What a great choice. Congratulations. Walking More Pirate, what's up? Glad you're back and feeling better. Sound of the rain needs no translation. Alan Watts.
We've discussed the web from 3 points of view. As an analogy of the selective operation of our senses and mind, whereby certain things in the world are picked out as significant according to certain game rules. The game that we are playing mostly is the survival game. That is to say, the game ought to go on. We play the survival game has a kind of element in it which makes it difficult, because we tend to say the first rule of this game is that it's serious, and that messes the whole thing up. So you have to watch out, in other words, when you play, for contradictory game rules, self-contradictory game rules. Because if you get mixed up into them, the game ceases to be worth the candle. You start straining at doing something, then it just isn't worth it. Then the second thing that we observed was the web as an analogy of mutual interdependence. We could call it the idea that all existence is relative, that all existence is transaction. The transaction being typically exemplified by, say, the operation of buying and selling, in which there can be no buying without somebody selling, and there can be no selling without somebody else buying. That kind of interdependence, of the inside going together with the outside. What is in you going together with what is outside you is absolutely fundamental to existence. It is existence. Existence is relativity. Existence is relativity. Existence is relativity. What is in you going together with what is outside you is absolutely fundamental to existence. It is existence. Existence is relativity. Existence is relativity. Existence is relativity. Then we explored the web as a trap. From the point of view that it is original selfishness and original hunger. And we found that if you take that point of view to its ultimate extreme, it dissolves. And it isn't so bad after all. Shakespeare says, it is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. When it's put that way, it doesn't seem so bad after all. What is in you going together with what is outside you is absolutely fundamental to existence. It is existence. Existence is relativity. Existence is relativity. Existence is relativity. What is in you going together with what is outside you is absolutely fundamental to existence. It is existence. Existence is relativity. Existence is relativity. Existence is relativity. I remember that I had a Zen master friend who wrote a letter to a friend of mine which was passed on to me. This friend of mine was aspiring to be a writer, and he was trying to write novels that would put across Buddhism to people. Sugar the pill. And my Zen master friend didn't approve of this at all. He said, don't write any story to people. Write it to the great sky. Because all the real masters of literature, especially novelists and storytellers, are great masters of nonsense. Think of Lewis Carroll. You can use Lewis Carroll, and he did use Alice in Wonderland, as a Zen textbook. 'Twas brillig and the slithy toes that gyre and gimble in the wave. That's Zen. I had a discussion with a great master in Japan. We were talking about the various people who are working to translate the Zen books into English. He said, that's a waste of time. If you really understand Zen, he said, you can use any book. You could use the Bible. You could use Alice in Wonderland. You could use the dictionary. Because, he said, the sound of the rain needs no translation. 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 The sound of the rain, sound of the rain, the sound of the rain, sound of the rain, the sound of the rain, sound of the rain, the sound. So what does the rain say? Evening rain. It is the banana leaf that speaks of it first. You see, that's the point. And all the talk in the world doesn't get it unless you listen to the talk in a new way. The sound of the rain needs no translation. The sound of the rain needs no translation. The sound of the rain needs no translation. The sound of the rain needs no translation.
Working more part, that was a great choice. Yeah, wow. And this one shows my full killer at the top of the program. Terence, McKenna, Akira the Dawn. We know nothing.
One of the reasons I preach DMT so furiously is I just want a larger body of people to take it so that we can compare data. We need to understand, how is this possible? It raises a whole host of questions. How has it been kept secret? How can millions of people go to the grave, raise children, hold jobs, the news of a doorway standing that agape hasn't penetrated? I mean, most people believe they're imprisoned in this world. The only hope is maybe 15 years at the ashram and hideous acts of self-abnegation and control, and actually the boundary between us and an unspeakably bizarre world, it's 30 seconds away at any time, as long as you have DMT. That's appalling to me. I mean, it means we don't know nothing. Yeah, we don't know nothing. We don't know nothing. We don't know nothing. We don't know nothing. Yeah. We don't know nothing. We don't know.
We don't know nothing for full killer. Meanwhile, the homie Amcast asked for this happy little ditty. Joseph Rogan, welcome back.
I think a lot of what happiness is a management issue. You could be in a shit state of mind right now, but you can make some decisions to adjust that, and over the next couple hours, you'll get to a much better place. And these constant management decisions, they waver in and out of your life on a daily basis. Like this idea that you could have a good mindset and then all of a sudden you'll be happy. I mean, that's horseshit. It's like the tide. It comes in and it comes out. There's gonna be days where you're just not feeling so good physically. That's going to affect the way your happiness level is. It's never static. It's never exactly the same. Me? I'm happy. I'm
Western culture.
Xyloprone, what's up?
Had lost their foundation. And that the consequence of that would be the disintegration of the idea of value itself. Especially of value hierarchies. He thought of the inevitable consequence of that, or one of the inevitable consequences of that, a dramatic move towards a doctrine of radical equality. See, because if value itself is destroyed, that value distinction between things, so that one thing is not any better than another, then there's no reason for hierarchies of virtue or of value. And so the equality doctrine is a logical outcome. So here's what he wrote about that. Behold, this is the whole of the tarantula. Do you want to see the tarantula itself? Here hangs its web. Touch it so that it trembles. There it comes willingly. Welcome. Your triangle and symbol sits black on your back. And I also know what sits in your soul. Revenge sits in your soul. Wherever you bite, black scabs grow. Your poison makes the soul whirl with revenge. Thus I speak to you in a parable. You who make souls whirl. You preachers of equality. To me you are tarantulas and secretly vengeful. But I shall bring your secrets to light. Therefore I laugh in your faces. It's my laughter of the heights. Therefore I tear at your webs, that your rage may lure you out of your lie holes, and your revenge may leap out from behind your word. Justice. For the man be delivered from revenge. That is for me the bridge to the highest hope, and a rainbow after long storms. The tarantulas, of course, would have it otherwise. What justice means to us is precisely that the world be filled with the storms of our revenge. Thus they speak to each other. We shall wreak vengeance and abuse on all whose equals we are not. Thus do the tarantula hearts vow. And will to equality shall henceforth be the name for virtue. And against all that has power, we want to raise our clamor. You creatures of equality. The tyrannomania of impotence clamors thus out of you for equality. Your most secret ambitions to be tyrants thus shroud themselves in words of virtue. Aggrieved conceit, repressed envy, perhaps the conceit and envy of your fathers, erupt from you as a flame, and as the frenzy of revenge. What was silent in the Father speaks in the Son. And I often found the Son, the unveiled secret of the Father. They are like enthusiasts, but it is not the heart that fires them, but revenge. And when they become elegant and cold, it is not the spirit, but envy that makes them elegant and cold. Their jealousy leads them even on the paths of thinkers, and this is the sign of their jealousy. They always go too far. So their weariness must in the end lie down to sleep in the snow. Tarantulas. 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 Out of every one of their complaints sounds revenge. In their praise there is always a sting, and to be a judge seems bliss to them. But thus I count counsel you, my friends. Mistrust all in whom the impulse to punish is powerful. They are people of a low sort and stock. The hangman and the bloodhound. 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 Look out of their faces. Mistrust all who talk much of their justice. Verily, their souls lack more than honey, and when they call themselves the good and the just, do not forget that they would be Pharisees, if only they had power. My friends, I do not want to be mixed up and confused with others. Some preach my doctrine of life, and are at the same time preachers of equality. And tarantulas, although they are sitting in their holes, these poisonous spiders, with their backs turned on life, they speak in favor of life, but only because they wish to hurt. I do not wish to be mixed up and confused with these preachers of equality.
Man, like Zally Prone shows that tarantula. Can you spin tarantulas for old time's sakes? Anyway, it was in your video for GOOD, so fucking with it. Good to hear your training. Start BJ Muay Thai.
Stage, let's say, as a opportunity in real time to think. I've been thinking, well, if you're surfing, you don't confuse yourself with the wave. The wave. The wave. That's a real mistake. You might be on top of the wave, but you're not. The wave. The wave. The wave. That's a real mistake. You might be on top of the wave, but you're not the wave. I think this long-form discussion and the public hunger for that is best conceptualized like that. There's a technological revolution. It's a deep one. Online video and audio, immediately accessible to everyone, all over the world. It's turned the spoken word into a tool that has the same reach as the printed word. So it's a Gutenberg revolution in the domain of video and audio. And it might be even deeper than the original Gutenberg revolution because it isn't obvious how many people can read, but lots of people can listen. The wave. The wave. The wave.
You might be on top of the wave, but you're not the wave. The wave. The wave. You might be on top of the wave, but you're not the wave. That one was also for Zyla Prawn, who said, homie, have a protein shake up to CrossFit.
There was Ben.
And if you can sting another JBP, that'd be awesome. Maybe we can train some time. I show.
If you
appreciate you.
If you were stellar.
Did you know the wave was like at number 2? Was it 2? Was it 2? In the Meaningwave Bottom 50, which is one of my favorite streams for a while. It was very fun. We did that last week. We worked out what the least listened to on streaming platforms Meaningwave songs were. This was super high up there. It was very funny. People were freaking out. It was a beautiful thing. And yeah, might do that one again because it was fun. But anyway, moving on with this. Moving on with this, baby. Fire Everything wanted to hear Summer Camp with Theo Von because it always hits me hard. I'll be very grateful for you to play. I got you. This one of them songs. This is a rare song because this contains 2 extreme emotions executed gloriously. Shouts out to me. Smash that like.
Younger sister who was very ill. She was born with a rare...
Have you smashed the like yet? I feel you guys are not being brutal enough in the direction of the like.
And so, when my mother did have free time, a lot of time my sister got the affection. Because she was ill. And she got a lot more love and affection than my other brother and my other sister did. I felt like. Anyhow, I was, growing up, and one thing I really loved was summertime. I would go to YMCA summer camp. It was a group of kids in the summer that just wanted to have fun.
Hey.
Wanted to have fun.
Hey.
Wanted to have fun.
Hey.
It was a group of kids in the summer that just wanted to have fun. Wanted to have fun. Summer camp. It was a group of kids in the summer that just wanted to have fun. Wanted to have fun. It was a group of kids. It was a group of kids in the summer that just wanted to have fun. Wanted to have fun. Summer camp. And at summer camp, things weren't as clicky. Everybody was on the same page. We got to do fun stuff. We all, rode on a bus together from the camp to go to. Yeah. It was a group of kids in the summer that just wanted to have fun. Wanted to have fun. Wanted to have fun. It was a group of kids in the summer that just wanted to have fun. Wanted to have fun. Summer camp. It was a group of kids in the summer that just wanted to have fun. Wanted to have fun. Wanted to have fun. It was a group of kids in the summer that just wanted to have fun. Wanted to have fun. And I just loved that. This just wasn't as judgmental. My mom would drop us off there and we'd stay there and go to summer camp. It just felt like less judgment. And one day I was walking in my neighborhood, and one of the counselors from my summer camp drove down the street. He happened to be driving through my neighborhood, and he saw me. Our neighborhood was poor, man. It was, I think it was the poorest white neighborhood that was around us, I felt like. And then when I saw him at summer camp, he was joking with some of the other counselors. He was making fun of where I live. He was making fun of the place he saw me run out of, the apartment I ran out of. And it just, at that point, like something inside of me just really kind of died. Something. Here was this one place where I really felt kind of okay. And now that place didn't feel okay to me anymore. It was a group of kids in the summer that just wanted to have fun. Wanted to have fun. Wanted to have fun. It was a group of kids in the summer that just wanted to have fun. Wanted to have fun. Summer camp. It was a group of kids in the summer that just wanted to have fun. Wanted to have fun. Wanted to have fun. It was a group of kids in the summer that just wanted to have fun. Wanted to have fun. Summer camp.
Fire Everything. Shit, you just put fucking around make me cry. I haven't listened to that song for the longest time. I forgot how deep it gets at the end. I forgot I pulled that old switcheroo with bringing that chorus back, and it was sad. What the fuck? What a horrible thing to do to a person. My bad. Big up you though, fire everything as a fire choice. Speaking of fire choices, Vincente Caparini. Looking out for them great
now,
things.
If you do that, you do at least give yourself a chance. And it may be that when you are in this way free from busybodiness and being out to improve everything, that your own nature will begin to take care of itself. Because you're not getting in the way of yourself all the time. You will begin to find out the great things that you do are really happiness. The great things that you do are really happiness. For example, no great genius can explain how he does it. The great things that you do are really happiness. Yes, he said, I have learned a technique to express myself. Because I had something in me that had to come out. If I were a musician, I had to learn how music is produced. If I want to describe something, I have to learn a language so that others can understand it. I need a technique. But then beyond that, I'm afraid I can't tell you how it was that I used that technique to express this mysterious thing I wanted to show you. If we could tell people that, we would have schools where we would infallibly train musical geniuses, scientific miracle minds. And there would be so many of them, we wouldn't know what to do with them. Geniuses would be a dime a dozen. And then we would say, well, these people are after all not very ingenious. You know, PhDs, how many of them are there? Because what is fascinating always about genius is the fellow does something we can't understand. He surprises us. The great things that you do are really happiness. The great things that you do are really happiness. For example, no great genius can explain how he does it. The great things that you do are really happiness. But you see, just in the same way, we cannot understand our own brain. Neurology knows relatively little about the brain, which is only to say that the brain is a lot smarter than neurology. Yet there is this, which can perform all these extraordinary intellectual and cultural miracles. We don't know how we do, but we did. We didn't have some campaign to have an improved brain over the monkeys or whatever maybe our ancestors. It happened. And all growth, you see, is fundamentally something that happens. But for it to happen, two things are important. And the first is, as I said, you must have the technical ability to express what happens. Secondly, you must get out of your own way. The great things that you do are really happiness. The great things that you do are really happiness. For example, no great genius can explain how he does it. The great things that you do are really happiness.
What up, Nicholas Young? this goes out to you.
You know, my mother used to say, a long time ago, whenever there would be any really catastrophe that was in the movies or on the air, she would say, always look for the helpers. There will always be helpers. She would say, always look for the helpers. There will always be helpers. You know, even just on the sidelines. That's why I think that if news programs could make a conscious effort of showing rescue team, of showing who medical people, anybody who is coming into a place where there's a tragedy, to be sure that they include that. Because if you look for the helpers, you'll know that there's hope. She would say, always look for the helpers. There will always be helpers. She would say, always look for the helpers. There will always be helpers.
Always look for the helpers with Fred Rogers.
I was fat. Think about it.
Goggins.
Go ahead and say something, motherfucker. I was fat too.
Hey.
And it was hard as fuck every fucking day to get up. I know what it feels like. When you roll your fat ass out of bed and all you want is some fucking damn cinnamon buns and shit. And fucking chocolate milkshake. I know what it is. I know exactly what it is. But I can't want it more than you. And so many people just want it the easy way. I'm sorry, man. It's not. So what they start to do is they build this narrative. It's okay. When the narrative should be, you need to fucking work harder. You need to fucking discipline your mind better. We need to help people more than just saying it's okay. It's okay that you're not fucking willing to fucking help yourself out. That's not okay. It's not okay. It's not acceptable. You know it's your life. If that's acceptable, that's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. You know it's your life. That's unacceptable. And just saying it's okay. That's not okay. That's not okay. That's unacceptable. And there's a lot of people in this world, me included, that if I accepted that, I wouldn't be anywhere. So yeah, a lot of people just fucking, they start creating a narrative about themselves that make it okay. The ultimate get out of jail free card. And now the world is set up to have so many get out of jail free cards. Everything is okay. And you can't say a motherfucking thing about it. It's not okay. It's not acceptable. You know it's your life. If that's acceptable, that's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. You know it's your life. That's unacceptable. Then just saying it's okay. That's not okay. That's not okay. That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. You know it's your life. That's unacceptable. Then just saying it's okay. That's not okay. That's not okay. That's unacceptable.
Unacceptable. Chosen by Mike Can. Very wise move. Mike Can. Picking that 2023 Goggins banger. Akira the Don, David Goggins. Unacceptable. 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 By the way, that was one of those ones where somebody sent through a link to the send us your ideas link thing, which people do, and that was one of them. One I found in there. I found that in there and instantly made a song out of it. I wasn't planning on doing that day, but I was like, oh, let me have a look at that place. Saw that, made that boom. Saw that, made that boom. Sometimes it be that way. It's like Walking More Poet coming through with another fine choice. Can I jump on another? Yes, you may.
Akira, not much chance. Completely cut loose from purpose. He was a young man riding a bus through North Carolina on the way to somewhere, and it began to snow. The bus stopped at a little cafe in the hills, and the passengers entered. And he sat at the counter with the others, and he ordered. The food arrived, and the meal was particularly good. And the coffee. And the coffee. The waitress was unlike the women he'd known. She was unaffected. There was a natural humor which came from her. The fry cook said crazy things, and the dishwasher and back laughed. Good, clean, pleasant laugh. The young man watched the snow through the window, and he wanted to stay in that cafe forever. A curious feeling swam through him that everything was beautiful there, and it would always stay beautiful there. And then the bus driver told the passengers that it was time to board. And the young man said, I'll just stay here. I'll just stay here. I'll just stay here. And the young man cried, I'll just stay here. I'll just stay here. I'll just stay here. And then he rose and he followed the others onto the bus. He found his seat and he looked at the cafe through the window. And the bus moved off down the curve, downward, out of the hills. And the young man looked straight forward. And he heard the other passengers speaking of other things, or they were reading or trying to sleep. And they hadn't noticed the magic. And they hadn't noticed the magic. And the young man put his head to one side, closed his eyes, and pretended to sleep. There was nothing else to do. Just listen to the sound of the engine, and the sound of the tires, in the snow. And the young man cried, I'll just stay here. I'll just stay here. I'll just stay here. And the young man cried, I'll just stay here. I'll just stay here. I'll just stay here. And the young man cried, I'll just stay here. I'll just stay here. I'll just stay here. And the young man cried, I'll just stay here. I'll just stay here. I'll just stay here. I'll just stay here. Nirvana with Tom Waits. Excellent choice there from Walking More Poet. I'll just stay here. I'll just stay here. Nicholas Young says, I find it interesting you emphasized I'll just stay here more so than they hadn't noticed the magic.
in particular reason, since the magic is the point. Is it? And if it is the point, is not the young man thinking, I'll just stay here doing that? And the young man thought, I'll just stay here. Obviously, I emphasize that because that was the right thing to do. And that's what I do. I do the right thing. I find the part that sings. I pay attention to God. God said, do that. I did it. And I hadn't noticed the magic, says Fulker. Bryce Watson, what's up? Says, long time fan. I've been listening to you since before the OG JBP wave. Any chance you can play something you think I've never heard? Good Lord. Super chat your request, so you could super chat that as a request. You could do that. Zyla Prone says, what's the link you speak of? Al saying Bigfoot. The link was posted by Jason. No, it wasn't. Nightbot, actually. And Jason, being smart. They posted that two messages before you posted that. So if you scroll back up, you'll see it. Fanlink.2/Meaningwave suggestions. That is the link. There's a lovely form there. You can fill it in. You can send us ideas. And they go into a very handy spreadsheet. I'm an incredibly organized Lord of Wave. That's how I managed to create this glory. By being very, very organized, and very, very disciplined, and very, 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 very great. Welcome all Price is grateful for your art. Thank you again. Thank you. It's always wonderful to see you here. And the young man thought, I'll just stay here. I'll just stay here. And the young man thought, I'll just stay here. I'll just stay here. And the young man thought, I'll just stay here. I'll just stay here. I'll just stay here. What up, Cosmic Kangaroo? A deep, 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 deep cut from Cosmic Kangaroo.
The word Hillite has no equivalent in English. People bring their own experience to their understanding of it. In a book called Hillite, we've got Hillite for the Welsh language, Hillite for the dead, Hillite for the mythic and legendary past, Hillite for a heroic or golden age, Hillite for youth, Hillite without hope.
Well, that's a whole world of passion out of Hillite. And that is so all-embracing all surrounding. It gives you a sense, I think, of how powerful an emotion can be when it's felt.
word comes from two parts. Heer, which means long, and knife, which is a very old word for field. That sense of something far away, something that's unreachable. I try to fight against the idea of Heraith. I much prefer my Heraith to be looking forward looking, and wanting around the corner for things to be better.
Gosh. A smart choice and an interesting choice there from Cosmic Kangaroo. There's a song called Heraith that's kind of proto pre-Meaningwave. It literally came out basically, I put out that. All you had to do was follow the damn train, CJ, sampling Grand Theft Auto and Be a Plumber, the first Meaningwave song, in the same week, I believe. I made them all at the same time and then took James Altesh's advice to quadruple down on what's working. When the Be a Plumber one skyrocketed in popularity. And so I sort of went in on that, and that was how I went into the development of the Meaningwave thing. So that was cool to hear. I haven't listened to that song for a long time, probably since I put it out, I don't think. I'm better now at mixing audio from radio broadcasts so you can really make it out, but that is a lovely song, and it gave me the feeling of that which it speaks. I'm very impressed with that era of Akira the Don. What an absolute lord that era of Akira the Don truly was. Tyler432, shouts out to you, says my DJ career started 22 years ago to this day. This is amazing. My song request. You already know what it is. Felicidades, Tyler432. Congratulations to you on 22 years behind the wheels of steel. Akira. CLOUT, baby, let's go.
How do I deal with setbacks, failures, delays, defeat, or other disasters?
I actually have a fairly simple way of dealing with these situations. It is actually one word to deal with all those situations. And that is good. And this is actually something that one of my guys that worked for me pointed out to me. He would call me up or pull me aside with some major problem, some issue that was going on. And he'd say, boss, we got this and that and the other thing. And I'd look at him and I'd say, good. One day he was telling me about some issue that he was having. He said, I already know what you're going to say. And I said, well, what am I going to say? He said, you're going to say good. 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 Good, 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 yo, good. Hey, you're gonna say good. You're gonna say good. You're gonna say good. Good. That's what you always say. When something is wrong and going bad, you always just look at me and say, good. Good. And I said, well, yeah, and I mean it. And that is how I feel when things are going bad. There's going to be some good You're gonna say good. You're gonna say good. You're gonna say good. You're gonna say good. 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 You're gonna say good. You're gonna say good. You're gonna say good. Good. Got injured. Sprained my ankle. Good. Needed a break from training. Got tapped out. Good. It's better to tap in training than to tap out on the street. Got beat. Good. You learned. Unexpected problems. Good. We have the opportunity to figure out a solution. And that's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. When things are going bad, don't get all bummed out. Don't get startled. Don't get frustrated. No. You just look at the issue and you say, good. You're gonna say good. You're gonna say good. You're gonna say good. You're gonna say good. 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 You're gonna say good. You're gonna say good. You're gonna say good. Good. I don't mean to say something that's all cliche, and I don't mean to sound like a Mr. Positive. I'm positive, but do that. You can do that. Focus on the good. Focus on the good. Take that issue, take that problem, take that issue, take that problem, and make it something good. Make it something good. And bring that attitude to your team.
You go forward.
You go forward.
Yeah,
you're gonna say good. You're gonna say good.
Every second counts. Every second counts.
You're gonna say good.
Every second counts. Every second counts.
You're gonna say good.
Every second counts. Every second counts. You're gonna say good. You're gonna say good. You're gonna say.
You're gonna say good.
What up, yo?
Good. And lastly, like to close this out. If you can say the word good, guess what? It means you're still alive. It means you're still breathing. And if you're still breathing, well now, you still got some fight left in you. So get up, dust off, reload, recalibrate, re-engage, go out on the attack. And that right there is about as good as it gets.
Silent 432, shouts out to you. GOOD, good with Jocko from the Path LP. It's a banger. Who asked for this? Was this Surgitage? People be asking for this. This is like 2 records. 2076 it was. 2076. What up, baby?
Akira. It's for the heroes.
Because, I'm talking with the person who gave us the AMA, Gayton B, Blue Church, Jordan Hall. And part of that is this idea, which is the religion that's not a religion, and trying to come up with a post-religious faith. Because here's the idea. This is probably, in some ways, my most radical idea. I want to do what like Augustine did as the Roman Empire was falling. He laid the foundation. He laid the cultural cognitive grammar for an entirely different culture, and then he stole the culture bottom up. He laid the cultural cognitive grammar for an entirely different culture, and then he stole the culture bottom up. I want to help steal the culture.
away, steal it away, steal it away. I wanna help steal the culture away, steal it away, steal it away. Do everything I can, and I can do everything I can, and I can. I wanna help steal the culture away, steal it away, steal it away.
The imperial system at some point clamped down again, but nevertheless we shifted out of antiquity. We shifted to a different world. So I want to try and do that. I want to try and create the systems of meaning, the religion that's not a religion, the ecologies of practices, the communities, the networks of communities. All of this is already happening. Really empower it, both in terms of its grammar, give it the best scientific tools for engineering the practices and the ecology of practices. I basically want to steal the culture.
I want to help steal the culture away, steal it away, steal it away. I want to help steal the culture away, steal it away, steal it away. Do everything I can, and I can do everything I can, and I can. I want to help steal the culture away, steal it away, steal it away.
The people who have been abusing us for such a very long time. And I usually don't speak politically because I think the political framing is often a deep misrepresentation of the issue, at least the way in which political discourse has been sort of been ossified. It's been ossified in ways that make choice no longer really relevant. And, you know, Christianity stole the culture away from the elites of its time. Now, new elites formed. They always will. But the culture changed, and it changed in an important way. That's what I'm trying to do right now. That's what I see myself doing with a lot of these other people. That's what I'm trying to do right now. That's what I see myself doing with a lot of these other people. I want to help steal the culture.
Steal it away, steal it away. I want to help steal the culture away, steal it away, steal it away. Do everything I can, and I can do everything I can, and I can. I want to help steal the culture away, steal it away, steal it away. It's a hard road to heaven. We call your blessing, Father, put on the kingdom. Our demons are trembling, all the angels defending. Father, put on the
by playing the game. That's right. My way of trying to understand what it is to not play their game and to shift over to a totally different game, to shift the culture, is to steal the culture. The only thing I can get from history that's been able to do that are religions. But for reasons that I've articulated, I don't want, it's not personally, I mean in terms of the functionality, I don't think the standard model, the axial age model of religion is going to do what we need in order to steal the culture as deeply as we need to steal it.
Use this guy.
Use this gospel by Kanye mixed lovingly and to steal the culture with John Vivek.
Do you know?
Now for Alec Morand He said, shouts out to Akira for being such a humble beat farmer. Hashtag Wavelord, the Lament of Hermes with Graham Hancock. Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
Do you know, Asclepius, that Egypt is an image of heaven? Or to speak more exactly, in Egypt, all the operations of the powers which rule and work in heaven are present in the earth below. In fact, it should be said that the whole cosmos dwells in this our land, as in a sanctuary. And yet, since it is fitting that wise men should have knowledge of all events before they come to pass, you must not be left in ignorance of what I will now tell you. There will come a time when it will have been in vain that Egyptians have honored the Godhead with heartfelt piety and service, and all our holy worship will be fruitless and ineffectual. The gods will return from earth to heaven. Egypt will be forsaken, and the land which was once the home of religion will be left desolate, bereft of the presence of its deity.
Oh, Egypt, Egypt. Oh, Egypt, Egypt. Oh, Egypt, Egypt. Without a religion, nothing will remain but an empty tower. Oh, Egypt, Egypt. Oh, Egypt, Egypt. Oh, Egypt, Egypt. Without a religion, nothing will remain but an empty tower.
Which thine own children in time to come will not believe. Nothing will be left but graven words, and only the stone will tell of my piety. And in that day, men will be weary of life, and they will cease to think the universe worthy of reverent wonder and worship. They will no longer love this world around us, this incomparable work of God, this glorious structure which He has built, this sum of good made up of many diverse forms, this instrument whereby the will of God operates in that which He has made, ungrudgingly favoring man's welfare. This combination and accumulation of all the manifold things that call forth the veneration, praise, and love of the beholder. Darkness will be preferred to light, and death will be thought more profitable than life. No one will raise his eyes to heaven. The pious will be deemed insane. The impious wise, the madman will be thought a brave man, and the wicked will be esteemed as good. As for the soul, and the belief that it is immortal by nature, or may hope to attain to immortality, as I have taught you, all this they will mock, and even persuade themselves that it is false.
Oh, Egypt, Egypt. Oh, Egypt, Egypt. Oh, Egypt, Egypt. Without religion, nothing will remain but an empty tower. Oh, Egypt, Egypt. Oh, Egypt, Egypt. Oh, Egypt, Egypt. Without religion, nothing will remain but an empty tower.
No word of reverence or piety, no utterance worthy of heaven will be heard or believed, and so the gods will depart from mankind, a grievous thing. And only evil angels will remain, who will mingle with men and drive the poor wretches into all manner of reckless crime, into wars and robberies and frauds and all things hostile to the nature of the soul. Then will the earth tremble and the sea bear no ships. Heaven will not support the stars in their orbits. All voices of the gods will be forced into silence. The fruits of the earth will rot, the soil will turn barren, and the very air will sicken with sullen stagnation. All things will be disordered and awry. All good will disappear. befallen Asclepius, then God, the creator of all things, will look on that which has come to pass and will stop the disorder by the counterforce of his will, which is the good. He will call back to the right path those who have gone astray. He will cleanse the world of evil, washing it away with floods, burning it out with the fiercest fire, and expelling it with war and pestilence. And thus he will bring back his world to its former aspect, so that the cosmos will once more be deemed worthy of worship and wondering reverence. And God, the maker and maintainer of the mighty fabric, will be adored by the men of that day with continuous songs of praise and blessing. Such is the new birth of the cosmos. It is a making again of all things good, a holy and awe-inspiring restoration of all nature. And it is wrought inside the process of time by the eternal will of the Creator.
Oh, Egypt, Egypt. Oh, Egypt, Egypt. Oh, Egypt, Egypt. Of thy religion nothing will remain but an empty town.
Oh, Egypt, Egypt.
Oh, Egypt, Egypt.
Oh, Egypt, Egypt. Of thy religion nothing will remain but an empty town.
Yo. Hey, that was a banger. Yo, Alec Moran, you genius picking that one. You a genius. You bona fide certified. Boom. That's one of them Meaningwave classics that a lot of people don't know exists. But, you know, the people who are really switched on to righteousness do know exists. And are very glad exists. I saw someone saying, was it Cosmic Kangaroo? Said this was the song I most wanted to exist when I started listening to Meaningwave. It exists! It exists. Amanda Dances asked for this.
He's got clout.
Play on demand.
That you just have to go on with it.
It really should be the theme song of the Super Request show, right? Now, Akira. Play.
He's got clout. The sense that you just have to go on with it. That life is a must.
When you say to anything spontaneous, see, life is spontaneous. It happens in the words of the Taoists, Ziran, which means of itself so. That's their Chinese expression for nature. What happens by itself, what isn't pushed, but it just pops up, you see? You came into being, you know? It happens in a kind of a plop way like that, see? Now, you can't tell that process. You ought to happen. You must happen. Because that puts a bind on it in the same way as when you have a child and all the relatives that come to a party on Thanksgiving, the child into the middle of all the relatives and say, now dear, play.
Hey.
Now dear, play, play. Now dear, play, play. Play on demand, play on demand, play on demand, play, play. Say now dear, play, play. Now dear, play, play. Play on demand, play on demand, play on demand, play. See, it absolutely bugs the child to do it like that. And so this is the problem for every artist. Because an artist is a man who makes his living by playing. Whether he's dancing, painting, or playing music, or whatever it is. And he has to overcome this problem. He has to know how to play in public at a given time on an appointment. See? Now that's not an easy thing to learn. But you catch on to the trick of it, you can do it. Play on demand. That's the hardest lesson of life. To contrive what is called by my Japanese artist friend Saburo Hasegawa a controlled accident.
Hey!
Now dear, play. Now dear, play. Play on demand. Play on demand. Play on demand. Play. Say now dear, play. Now dear, play. Play on demand. Play on demand. Play on demand. Play. Now dear, play. Now dear, play. Play on demand. Play on demand. Play on demand. Play. Say now dear, play. Now dear, play. Play on demand. Play on demand. Play on demand. Play. Now dear, play. Now dear, play. Play on demand. Play on demand. Play on demand. Play. Say now dear, play. Now dear, play. Play on demand. Play on demand. Play on demand. Play. Now dear, play. Now dear, play.
Yeah!
Play on demand.
Play on demand for Amanda.
Play on demand. Play.
I love that song. That's a great song. Chinchilla in Manila
Now dear, play.
wants to hear a song, an Alan Watts song about being played with versus being toyed with. Which one is that? Meaningwave Hive Mind.
Now dear, play. Play on.
Which is that? He talks about being played with versus toyed with. On a couple records, I think. Doesn't he mention? He talks about that in
Now dear, play. Play on demand. Play on
the
demand.
one where he's talking about scissors.
Play. Now dear, play. Now dear,
Oh, baby.
play on demand. Play on demand. Play on demand. Play. Say now dear,
Yeah, you talking about
now dear, play.
the title of that song is now completely escaping my mind.
Play on demand.
It's a sexy one. It's a slinky, sexy one. Doom.
Now dear,
And sometimes I mix it with Madonna.
play on demand. Play on demand. Play. Say now dear, play.
Wanting.
Play.
Wait,
Demand. Play on demand. Play on demand. Play. Now dear, play.
I know what I'm going to work this out, and it's going to mix perfectly into this song. That's what I reckon is going to happen. That's what I'm. That's what I've decided.
Say now dear, play. Now dear, play. Play on demand. Play on demand. Play on demand. Play. Now dear, play. Now dear, play.
Yeah.
Akira. Play on demand.
This better be the right one. I'm pretty sure it is.
He's got clout.
Chinchilla in Manila. What's up?
You know this was wonderful.
X marks the spot.
X marks the spot.
Imagine this going on and on. Supposing my finger were indefinitely long. Both fingers. They're just crossing each other. Now on one side of it, it's a pair of scissors. And it cuts. What is it on the other side? Why, it's opening female legs. Saying, please come in. Please come in.
Please come in. Please come in.
Please come in.
Please come in. Please come in.
One side of it is a pair of scissors.
What is it on the other side?
Utter softness, utter receptiveness. On the other side, it's but on this side, it's please, 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 please. Yes. Well, and everything's fixed on that. See? It's this way. Sharpness, teeth, biting, spines, crab shells, all that kind of thing, you know? On the other side, it's the melting softness of life. Please come in.
Please come in. Please come in.
Please come in.
Please come in.
feel yourself not sort of just rattling around in the world as a kind of somebody who's been stuck down there, but you can feel yourself going on in absolutely exact relationship with everything around it. Please come in. 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 One side of it is a pair of scissors. What is it on the other side? Please come in. 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 One side of it is a pair of scissors. What is it on the other side? This is very beautiful.
Yeah, Chinchilla and Manila. I believe that was the song you were asking for. I should have checked. Was that the song you was asking for? Was it? I hope it was. Because that's a banger. That's that's one of them sexy Meaningwave bangers. You know what I mean? Everybody loves a sexy Meaningwave banger. And everybody loves Theo Von. Chosen by Sheila D 613 up in the place to be. I love your STORY story. Yeah.
Today I was back in Los Angeles. I was telling that same story to someone, and they said, "Hey man, I go to these meetings." And so then I went to some AA meetings, and for the first time in my life, I sat down and listened to people tell stories, which were my favorite thing to hear. My whole life I've been loving stories, man. I love your story. You know, whatever your story is, I love it, man.
Why?
Because all my life when I was young, I just wanted a different story. I wanted a different story. I love your story. You know, whatever your story is, I love it, man. Because all my life I just wanted a different story. I wanted a different story. I love your story. You know, whatever your story is, I love it, man. Because all my life I just wanted a different story. I wanted a different story. Whether I had to tell it or try and live yours, whether I had to get emancipated and come live at your house or this house or that house, I just wanted a different story, man. I wanted to be in a family, and I wanted to feel loved, you know. You know, I just really, I think, and I didn't even know it. I didn't know how much I wanted to, how much I wanted to be loved, and I just didn't even know. And once I got into these rooms, you had to sit there, you had to be quiet, you had to hear other people. And people started talking and telling their stories, and for the first time in my life, they were telling emotional, like, tales that were exciting and fucking dope and like deep and real. And I connected with that. I loved it. I love your story. You know, whatever your story is, I love it, man. Because all my life, I just wanted a different story. I wanted a different story. I love your story. You know, whatever your story is, I love it, man. Because all my life, I just wanted a different story. I wanted a different story.
Yeah, baby! I Love Your Story with Theo Vaughn from the album Telling Stories. Nick Mayaga, what's cracking, baby? Says big ups and much love, Wave Lord, and my dear MAZ. Please let us hear my number one meaning fade. Rupert Spira.
Even those that are supposedly born and never lose touch with the knowledge of their true nature, they are not much help to humanity because they don't know how to meet anybody where they are. In order to be of help to humanity, you have to take the pathways yourself. You have to take the pathways yourself that you are then going to suggest to others. There was a beautiful comment Darfrey John made. He said a beautiful thing. He said, I had to become like you so that you could become like me. I had to become like you so that you could become like me. He claimed to have been born without forgetting his true nature. But he realized that he was of no use to humanity in that condition. So he consciously forgot his own nature so as to have to find pathways for himself back home in order to then make those pathways available to other people. And hence he said, I had to become like you in order for you to become like me. I had to become like you in order for you to become like me. I can't comment on his experience, but it's a beautiful idea. Even if one is born in the full knowledge of one's divine identity, even so, to be of service to your community, you would have to forget that and find pathways yourself in order to make those pathways available for others. I had to become like you. I had to become like you. I had to become like you. In order for you to become like me. I had to become like you. I had to become like you. In order for you to become like me. I had to become like you. I had to become like you. In order for you to become like me. I had to become like you. I had to become like you. In order for you to become like me.
If this isn't nice, I don't know what is. Music, please.
What up, dude? Magical.
Akira.
Fire, everything was cracking, baby.
Nice.
Now, every lecture I've ever given has included my tribute to my Uncle Alex, my brother Kid brother, who was a graduate of Harvard and a wise man, a distant insurance salesman in Indianapolis. He was childless. But what Uncle Alex found objectionable about so many human beings is that they so seldom noticed it when they were happy. And so we would be sitting under an apple tree, for instance, on a July afternoon drinking lemonade and, you know, talking about this and that, and practically buzzy like honeybees. And Uncle Alex would stop everything and say, wait a minute, stop. If this isn't nice, I don't know what is. If this isn't nice, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. I don't know what is. If this isn't nice, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. I don't know what is. And so he would do that again and again, and it was very good advice, and I've taken it up. And I hope that you will take up this habit too, of noticing when things are really awfully nice, and say, if this isn't nice, I don't know what is. And say, if this isn't nice, I don't know what it is. If this isn't nice, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. I don't know what is. If this isn't nice, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. I don't know what is. If this isn't nice, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. I don't know what is. If this isn't nice, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. I don't know what is.
This is for everybody here. This is for everybody here. This is.
If this isn't nice, I don't know what is.
Yo, it's the Meaningwave tonight. Super request shout. Shouts out to everyone who's been here tonight. It's been a delightful evening. Some things I've not heard for a long time. Some surprising choices.
In my case,
like this,
was to try to understand what
up, Ill Inc.
was all about. What is this place in which we are having this conversation? What is this strange place that we call reality? The gentleman who is depicted over my shoulder on the glass in dry erase ink is Garrett Leeson. And he was famous, or infamous, several years ago as the surfer dude with the theory of everything. He lives in Maui, has somehow never seemingly really held a job that would lead to a career. He's made a couple of investment decisions which have really worked out. Make sure that he doesn't have to work. He doesn't have to work. He has a very enviable lifestyle, but he's also willing to live in a van with zero security. So he's a real risk taker. And what's more, he's very interested in an approach to finding a theory of everything, or a theory of reality, if you will, that I think is quite interesting and beautiful. I just don't think it's going to work. I just don't think it's going to work. It's based on a set of symmetries, which are called a Lie group. But in his case, the Lie group he chose was also the Lie group that I found most interesting, called E8, and it's a 248-dimensional beast of an object. We can't really visualize it. It is suggestive because of ways in which it combines what you might call regular vector-like objects with exotic spinner-like objects. Think about vectors as what gives you photons, and spinners is what gives you electrons. So somehow vectors and spinners are bound together in this crazy object. And Garrett decided to make that the centerpiece of his attempt to unify physics. Now, despite the fact that I think Garrett's wrong, I don't think what he's doing will work. He's one of the only people in the entire world who are willing to put forward what might be termed something like a theory of everything. Now, you can say that it's incomplete, you can say that it's inconsistent, but it is clearly an attempt to explain the world that we live in using a very complicated piece of mathematical machinery. And despite the fact that I don't believe that it works or even can be made to work, it is still a direct attempt at resolving the major puzzles of our time, rather than working on mathematical structure of physics. So it's an attempt at an actual physical idea, rather than an attempt at improving the mathematics of physics, hoping that that will produce the answer.
Theory of everything. A very rare Meaningwave gem. With Eric Weinstein from the Arch Nemesis EP. What up, Tyler says, I tried the code, Nightbot, it's not working. Nightbot just dropped the new year 24. Yeah, because that's over, Nightbot. You've got to stop talking about that. Jason, could you deactivate Nightbot talking about the New Year's sale? The New Year's sale is over, but since Nightbot lied to you, Tyler, why don't you use code WAVE? Just for you, use code WAVE at checkout and you'll get 10% off your order, even though the January sale is over by Jove. And that does remind me of a fact, and it is a fact, and that fact is that this broadcast is sponsored by Meaningwave.com. Meaningwave.com, because happiness is a side effect of meaning. Head on over to Meaningwave today and check out all of our delightful wares. Read lyrics, read blogs, buy vinyl and cassettes and t-shirts and things of that nature. Hey, you can even hit the resources tab and find a link to support Meaningwave, where you can send us cash, or at least digital cash, in PayPal, Patreon, Bitcoin, ETH, Venmo, etc. People send me messages every day saying, Akira the Don, I'm pretty sure the 0.04 that you get per cents per stream that you get from Spotify is not equal to the value I get from Meaningwave. I wish to send you $17 million. How can I do that? I say go to meaningwave.com, hit the pages/support, resources, hit the resources tab, and support Meaningwave today, by Jove. It is the righteous path, it is the right things to do, and we're grateful to those of you that do, because we wouldn't be able to do this without you.
What should move forward in time with me, and what should be let go as if it's dead wood? The more dead wood that you let go of,
chose this song,
and burn off when you have the opportunity. the less it accretes around you. Dead wood.
Dead wood. Dead wood.
Dead wood. Dead wood. Here's something interesting about forest fires. People have been trying to prevent forest fires for a long time. It's because forest fires burn up the forest, and that can't be good. But here's what happens if you don't let forest fires burn. Forests collect a lot of dry branches, right? Because tree branches die and wood falls on the forest floor and collects. The amount of flammable material keeps increasing with time. And that's not so bad if it's wet, but if the amount of flammable material is increasing and it gets really dry, and then it burns, then you have a real problem. The forest fire can burn so hot that it burns the topsoil right off.
Right out.
In which case you don't have a forest at all anymore, you just have a desert. Dead wood.
Dead wood.
Dead wood.
Aye.
Dead wood.
I think that heaven exists and that we can produce it. But we're not going to do that by changing the behavior of other people. It exists as a possibility, as potential. You know, we also believe in the existence of potential, even though it doesn't exist. Someone would say to you, for example, you're not living up to your potential. And you know what that means? You're willing to regard it as a genuine statement that reflects something fundamentally real. Maybe there's nothing more real about you than your potential, strangely enough. So heaven and hell are potentials. That doesn't mean they're not real. It's incumbent on people to work as hard as they can, not to fall into hell and to drag people there with them. And to work as diligently as possible to bring heaven onto earth as rapidly as we can. And I think that that's the sort of thing also that gives you like meaning. You can start trying to straighten things up around yourself, and you can straighten out. It's a good way to begin, and you can do it. You can do it today. For all the illness that modern people do not see God because they don't go along with it. And I like that. It's like the injunction to not pray in public. Fix up the things you can fix up. Get good at it. Let's see what you can bring about. And
carbon dioxide from the air. People look at trees and they think it comes out of the ground. The plants grow out of the ground. But if you ask where the substance goes, you find out where does it come from. Trees come out of the air.
What up, Nicholas Young? Wanted that Heaven and Hell Part 2 with JBP.
Yeah. No, they come out of the air. The carbon dioxide in the air goes into the tree and it changes it, kicking out the oxygen and pushing the oxygen away from the carbon and leaving the carbon substance with water. Water comes out of the ground. Only it came out of the air, didn't it? Down from the sky. So most of the trees, almost all of the trees, are out of the ground. I'm sorry, it's out of the air. Out of the air! Now, of course, I told you, the oxygen and carbon stick together very tight. How is it the tree is so smart and managed to take the carbon dioxide, which is the carbon oxygen nicely combined, and undo that? Life has some mysterious work. No, the sun is shining. And it's the sunlight that comes down and knocks this oxygen away from the carbon. So it takes sunlight to get the plant to work. And so the sun, all the time, is doing the work of separating the oxygen away from the carbon. The oxygen is some kind of terrible byproduct, which it spits back into the air and leaving the carbon and water and stuff, the substance of the tree. Then when we take the substance of the tree and stick it in the fireplace, there's all the oxygen made by these trees. And all the carbon would much prefer to be close together again. And once you let the heat to get it started, it continues and makes an awful lot of activity while it's going back together again. And all this nice light and everything comes out. And everything is being undone. You're going back from carbon and oxygen, back to carbon dioxide. And the light and heat that's coming out, that's the light and heat of the sun that went in. The sun that went in. So it's sort of stored sun that's coming out when you burn a log. So it's sort of stored sun that's coming out when you burn a log.
So it's sort of stored sun that's coming out when you burn a log. So it's sort of stored sun that's coming out when you burn a log.
So it's sort of stored sun that's coming out when you burn a log. So it's sort of stored sun that's coming out when you burn a log.
Chinchilla and Manila wanted that. This was about to be our last song, but we got a new last song. This is a very good last song. This is our penultimate.
Only time when
Penultimate. Fool Killer chose this. Make some noise. What's up? Sway's in the house.
Now the only
F's in the chat for actual reality.
was when, for example, the Islamic artists made arabesques and the Celtic artists made fantastically intricate lattices to decorate the margin, gospels and missals. They are unbelievably
What else? Is it Sway? Is it your birthday?
something like that. But what are they doing? What's it all about? What's it all about? What are they doing?
What are they doing?
What's it all about? What's it all about? What will you do? What will you do in heaven? What will you do? See, it's like the musician. He likes to take a melody and he likes to put another melody that fits in with it. And another one that fits in with both. And then a fourth one. And arrange them together. And he invents an instrument like an organ that he plays with two hands. Then he adds foot pedals so that he can play with his 2 feet. And he gets this hand doing one rhythm, this doing another, this doing another, this doing another. See, that makes it complicated. And so when drummers get together and somebody starts out with a certain rhythm, and then that rhythm has holes in it. In other words, it has certain silences, and the next drummer fills those silences in an interesting way. He comes and picks out a pattern. And what do you imagine DNA is? The basic form of biological existence.
Now, DNA is like a necklace with different kinds of beads in it. And according to the order and the way those beads are arranged, so you get genes, and so you get the particular form of life that emerges from those genes. So what we're doing way down is saying, she loves me, she don't, she'd have me, she won't, she would if she could, but she can't. She loves me, she don't, she'd have me, she won't, she would if she could, but she can't. She loves me, she don't, she'd have me, she won't, she would if she could, but she can't. She loves me, she don't, she'd have me, she won't, she would if she could, but she can't. If this is the way life is going on. She loves me, she don't, she'd have me, she won't, she would if she could, but she can't. She loves me, she don't, she'd have me, she won't, she would if she could, but she can't. She loves me, she don't, she'd have me, she won't, she would if she could, but she can't. If this is the way life is going on.
That's what's up, though. Shouts out to Alec Moran, who's celebrating Sway's birthday. I believe it's Sway's birthday. I don't know how we know it's Sway's birthday, but I saw a bunch of people in the chat saying happy birthday to Sway. Then Alec Moran started throwing around subscriptions and things in the manner of a lord. So it is set. It is settled. It is the truth. It must be Sway's birthday. That's nice, isn't it? Happy birthday. Happy birthday, OG wave riding individual, man like Sway, who also came through and picked us a very, very powerful closer in a powerful manner, a powerful red stickered manner, which we appreciate. And we appreciate all of y'all who've been here tonight for this gloriful, joyful Meaningwave Super Request show, where you guys always pick an incredible set list. I get to hear songs I haven't heard in ages. You know what I mean? And we always get to peak in a gloriful manner, and I think this is one of them gloriful manners. Dedicating this to the birthday B-O-Y. S-W-A-Y. Happy birthday, you bad motherfucker. Hey. If you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it, work day and night for it, give up your time and your peace and your sleep for it, if only desire of it makes you quite bad enough never to Do you know what? It's Burton Bradley's birthday in a couple days as well. He's the fellow who wrote these lyrics that I turned into a pop song. If you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it, work day and night for it, give up your time and your peace and your sleep for it, if only desire of it makes you quite mad enough never to tire of it. If only desire of it makes you quite mad enough never to tire of it, makes you hold all other things tawdry and cheap for it, hold all other things tawdry and cheap for it. If life seems all empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and you dream is about it, if gladly you'll sweat for it, fret for it, plan for it, lose all your terror of God or of man for it. If you want to be bad enough, go out and fight for it, work day and night for it, give up your time and your peace and your sleep for it, if only desire of it makes you quite mad enough never to tire of it. If you want to be bad enough to go out and fight for it, work day and night for it, give up your time and your peace and your sleep for it, if only desire of it makes you quite mad enough never to tire of it. Life seems all empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and you dream is about it, if gladly you'll sweat for it, fret for it, plan for it, lose all your terror of God or of man for it. Simply go after the thing that you want with all your capacity, strength and sagacity, faith, hope and confidence, dumb pertinacity. Pertinacity. If neither cold poverty, famished and joy, nor sickness or pain of body and brain can turn you away from the thing that you want. If dogged and grim you besiege and beset it, if dogged and grim you besiege and beset it, if dogged and grim you besiege and beset it, you'll get it if you walk day and night for it, give up your time and your peace and your sleep for it, if only desire
for it. Work day and night for it. Give up your time and your peace and your sleep for it. If only you desire it, makes you quite mad at night. Desire it. Never to tire of 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 it. Hey yo. Good golly, good gosh. The will to win. Hast thou, Meaningwave Enjoyer, brave Meaningwave Enjoyer, brave wave rider, hast thou that will, with which to claim the victory that is surely yours, that is your birthright. Hast thou that will? I believe you do. You are here. Why else would you be here? You'd be off doing something stupid. You'd be off doing something frivolous and inconsequential. Instead, you are gathered at the Temple of the Meaning with a gang of ultra bad motherfuckers getting after it, listening to songs of glory and righteousness. Gifting the community with memberships. A man like Alec Moran says, I love this community. You save my mentality and well-being in more ways than I can repay you. Hashtag take my money. God bless you, Alec Moran. We just gave 10 subs. 10. Just gave them. Ain't that beautiful? God bless you. God bless each one of you who has been here tonight. Love to you and your family. We're all very glad that you came. Happy birthday, Swear, you bad man. Whatever you are doing with your birthday, we are very grateful that you chose to spend a little time here. Your presence is a present. Many happy returns. We will return. Speaking of returns, we will return. Return we shall. We shall return mañana. Mañana is when we return. Let me press refresh on this and see what the schedule looks like. We got a schedule. What's the schedule saying? Oh shit, look at that. Tomorrow we got Danica in the house. There's Dunewave with Danica. We're going to be listening to the Dunewave Odyssey record. We're going to be talking about it. We'll be answering your questions about how it came together. All that type of thing. We're going to be listening to that, and we're going to be hanging out with Danica tomorrow. Very exciting. And then on Wednesday, we got The Power of Your Subconscious Mind Part 2. And then just to keep things, typically fluid, we've got Part 4 the day after. This is because I did Part 3 in the wrong order. Doesn't matter. It all works together beautifully. It all works on its own beautifully. You could listen to one of these streams and it would be fantastic and useful. People have been writing to me saying that their lives are already changing after the previous. And then on Friday we're having a PARTY this week at Meaningwave. Joyful times guaranteed for you, and you deserve it, by Jove. Yes, you do. Once again, thank you for being here. This broadcast is, of course, sponsored by Meaningwave.com. Head on over to Meaningwave.com. You can make a donation on the Resources Support Meaningwave tab. If you wish to do so, we have Patreon, Bitcoin, PayPal, ETH, Venmo, Cash App, all of that. You can also buy nice things and read blogs. Look, there's nice blogs. The blogs need... Is that the last one we did? Wow. Anyway,
Oh yeah, I need to add one about that TNT radio thing. I'll do that tomorrow. What else? No, that's there. Look, we got lyrics. Where's our lyrics? Did you know we got lyrics? Lyrics are great. Go read the lyrics. The lyrics are delightful. Look how nicely formatted. Just read them while listening to records. Incredible. Meaningwave.com, because happiness is a side effect of meaning. You want something bad enough, go out and fight for it, work day and night for it. Give up your time and your peace and your sleep for it. I think you do. I think I do. I think my beautiful wife does. I think my son does. I'm pretty sure Alec Moran does. I'm pretty sure that Sway does. Sheila, Javier, Bleak Llama. I think all of you do. I think together we gonna get it, baby. Why not? Why fuck about? Thank you all for being here. Shouts out to Jason holding it down with that wrench like a G. We'll be back tomorrow. Love to you and your family.